At the start of the season, all eyes were on Vista del Lago as the favorite to win the Capital Valley Conference in girls lacrosse. Even Bella Vista saw it that way, looking at the competition against Wood Creek for the number 2 spot in the league and the second automatic playoff bid as their goal. But so far, so good in the battles with Wood Creek, as we saw last night. 2 wins for BV and some separation in the league standings. But is there a bigger goal to achieve? Maybe a league championship? A big test for the Broncos tonight as they welcome the highly touted Eagles of Vista del Lago to town tonight with first place on the line. Broncos offense is led by Julia Thomas and Regan Silvers, who combined have 70 goals on the season. With 4 goals tonight, Thomas hits 100 for her career, something Silvers accomplished last week, and in fact Silvers' first goal tonight puts her at 110. Draw circle will be big tonight as well, as the Broncos dominated early last night, but will need to be more consistent against this highly touted Vista del Lago team. Eagles offense counters with number 11, Isabella Acosta, and number 13, Shay Allen. Prior to last night, Allen already had 25 goals on the year. She got a few last night as they defeated West Park by that 20-2 count. Acosta and Hayden Cowley-Brunt each had 20 heading into the game against West Park, and we'll update those stats for you as we go along tonight. It will be a fun one tonight, a huge test for the Broncos. Bella Vista and Vista del Lago, it's a big one with first place on the line tonight, exclusively on BV Live Sports. Hello, everybody. George Tharlson and Aaron Keogh. Welcome to Bronco Lacrosse here on BV Live Sports. Glad to have you along. Well, we enjoyed the game last night, and we talked about it last night. Tonight's opponent is a much tougher test, but an important one.
Yeah, this is the game that everybody's had circled on their schedule all week, and as much as you want to try to stay focused on each game, there was a lot of thoughts last night that we're already looking forward to tonight. So this is an exciting matchup, 2 undefeated teams in the league, and just beautiful night, beautiful weather, and great night for lacrosse.
It's supposed to rain tonight, but it's not raining tonight.
Yeah.
So we lucked out, and was supposed to rain tomorrow, and it looks like the rain's moved out of the forecast for tomorrow night, too.
It has.
As we have another girls lacrosse game against West Park tomorrow night. Okay, so Bella Acosta, Isabella, she goes by Bella. She's one of the top players, committed to Dominican. Maybe she'll hang out with Mateo Polanco starting next year. We'll see about that. But anyway, she's at 24 goals on the season, tied for second. And we had mentioned Hayden Crowley-Brunt, who had 20 going into the game last night. Well, she had 4 last night, so she's also number 2 there with 24 goals. Shay Allen, 29 goals on the season. We were talking about Julia's run to 100. Shay Allen is, we understand, 3 assists shy of 100 for her career. So she's something else, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
look at her.
Yeah, the 3 of them as a trio, they are really dynamic on offense and have really led the way for Vista del Lago in all their games. All 3 are seniors, so wanting to go out on a high note their senior seasons, and the Broncos are really going to need to focus in on those 3, number 11, 13, and 24 specifically tonight.
And we'll see how that goes. A couple of other names to watch for. Gabriella Azar with 8 goals on the year. Taryn Abdul is another one. She is at 9. So there are others that they want to get involved so that you're not always keying on Acosta, Allen, and Crowley-Brunt.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's, we talk a lot about Bella Vista having kind of a varied offensive attack, and Vista's going to have something very similar. They kind of have their key players, and then they have that support staff that's around them, and so they are a dangerous team, especially on offense.
Speaking of Bella Vista, we talked about Julia. We talked about Regan Silvers. Of course, Paige Hackman, one of the things we mentioned last night, of course, is she's the one that really makes it all happen. She wins the draws in the draw circle, but she's also almost like the point guard for the lacrosse team.
Yeah, I mean, she probably doesn't get as much recognition as she really deserves, because you're right. She really is the glue that holds the whole team together, and a lot, and you mentioned this in your opening, the draw circle really key tonight, and that's where Paige Hackman is. And so there's a reason she's playing college at the next level next year, or playing lacrosse in college at the next level next year. And there's a reason that the team really rallies around her, and she's a captain as well.
Talk about Bella Acosta going to Dominican, Paige Hackman going to Pacific Lutheran University in Tacoma, Washington. So where she will study to be a nurse and also play lacrosse, as
That's
you
right.
mentioned. So go Lutz. So we'll see how that goes for her. Stick checks going on right now on the field as they are determining that everybody is legal, and they will file charges if they're not.
That's right. Yeah, they'll make them fix those the crosses on the stick right there on the spot in order to let them play. Otherwise, they won't let them go.
In the boys' game, they do a random stick check at the end of each quarter, and if they find that there's something wrong with the stick they decide to check, you get a penalty.
Get a penalty. Okay.
And not only that, you can also randomly, as a coach, call for a stick check.
Oh, like in baseball where you can.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I mean, even during the game, if when the play is dead, you could actually, if you question that somebody's stick is not threaded properly, I guess.
Yeah.
You can call for it. I think you get one per game.
Okay.
And so it doesn't always happen, but I think coaches, what they look for is the opportunity to make that call.
Well, and anything to disrupt the game, right? There's probably certain points, I would imagine, talking to coaches, that there's probably certain points where it's advantageous to maybe call for that stick check. So,
absolutely. All right. Well, Bella Vista is getting the checks right now, and that one's good to go. And I guess they don't need to worry about Elsie Ballard because she's got the big fish net.
That's right. Yes, Elsie's good.
All right. So final instructions. The clock is showing about 2.5 minutes here before we get this one underway, and then we will watch some lacrosse against the top two teams in the Capital Valley Conference tonight. Both teams come into this game with 7-0 league records. And then we get set to see who it is that is still going to be undefeated after tonight.
Yeah, I mean, and, top two teams in the league, but also in the section. They're third and fifth in the section. And this is a really competitive and large section. So not only dominating in the Capital Valley Conference, but also dominating in the section, the Sac Joaquin section here.
And ranking-wise, both teams are right up there. I think, what did we see? Bella Vista is 41st in the state.
Yep.
And Vista del Lago is 34th.
34th, yeah.
So that hopefully flip-flops after
you would hope, yeah.
Tonight. We'll see what happens as far as that is concerned. Vista del Lago has suffered 2 losses on their schedule this year. One of those was by forfeit. And I'm not exactly sure why that happened, but they had one where they were on the road against one of those teams that you like to play to get yourself ready for the playoffs.
That's right.
And so that was that. So they have 2 losses, but the losses are no slouch. In fact, actually, the other loss was Oak Ridge.
Oak Ridge, that's right. Yeah, and Oak Ridge has a really, really dominant team.
Oak Ridge actually put a 20 spot on them.
Yeah.
And that's you don't normally see that if you're Vista del Lago.
No, I mean, so this is a rescheduled matchup. This was supposed to happen a couple weeks ago,
right.
And the weather, and so we got perfect weather tonight.
All right, players in the center circle. Let's play some lacrosse here. Shea Allen matching up side by side with Paige Hackman. We're ready to go. It's Bella Vista and Vista del Lago. And we are underway. And the Eagles control to get things started. That's Acosta. And her 24 goals right out in front, almost point-blank range. And boy, that was quick.
She diced her way right through the defenders and got right. Looked like she was almost in the crease, but.
And honestly, if you're, what do we got? Are they waving it off?
Yeah, they are going to wave it off.
Well, I mean, I think maybe you called it.
No, it is a goal. It is a goal.
Okay.
I think they were trying to determine if she was in the crease when she took the shot, and they decided she wasn't. I just saw the referee make the goal signal. So
Vista del Lago on the board less than 20 seconds into the game. And that's Bella Acosta.
Yet if you're Vista, that's what you want to do. You want to establish dominance on the offensive side of the field. They controlled the draw, went right down through the defenders, and
made quick work of it.
Correct.
So Allen and Hackman once again will battle it out side by side. And Vista del Lago with Allen picks it up once again. That's Crowley Brunt that brings it in. Elsie Ballard gets her first contact of the game tonight.
Oh, nice job by Paige Martin to clear that.
And she gets to keep going. Again, they blow the whistle, but we don't stop. One's loose. That's Julia Thomas. Sitting on 96 for her career. Immediately triple teamed. I'm not surprised to see that. Here's Juan. Juan will take it to X. Broncos working from the left. That's Silva.
And this is smart. Good ball movement here. Look for your opening. Set your plays up.
Vista del Lago right up on them. Right in the grill, if you will. There's a loose ball. Hackman and Silvers are both there. This is going to go over to the Eagles in the navy blue uniforms. Eagles on the move. Centering pass right out in front. And a score. Jenna Aguilar. That's her 6th goal of the year. And Vista del Lago now with a 2-point lead.
So if you're Bella Vista here, you got to take a collective deep breath. Got to settle in. You had some things going there on offense. And then a bad pass coupled with a foul. See if they can get the draw here. They're 0 for 2 tonight.
And that's one of the keys that we're looking at. Now Vista del Lago's 3 for 3 on the draws. So once again, and they move quickly, Crowley Brunt. Allen. Right out in front. Acosta brings it out. Thought about dumping it in. Instead, she'll bounce this one. It goes wide. Pass right out in front of the net. And that's Crowley Brunt. So that's 3 quick ones. This is something that Bella Vista is not used to this year.
No, and Bella Vista is going to call timeout here, and that's a wise timeout to call because you've got to be able to recenter and refocus here a little bit.
And if you are going to play with the big girls, you can't let them get in front of you too far. I mean, we're less than 3 minutes into the game, and it's 3-0.
Yeah, you're going to have to settle. Now, I mean, the good news is with lacrosse, and we know this, you can score quickly. So it could very easily get back to 3-3 pretty quickly. But in order for that to happen, they're going to have to control the draw and get the ball advanced. You can't play on one half of the field the whole time and find success. It just doesn't work that way.
And, you know, Vista del Lago felt like what it's like to be on the other end of what they do to a lot of teams when they played Oak Ridge earlier this year and lost, I believe it was, 21-1 or something?
Yeah,
or 20
something.
to 2 or something
20 to 2 or something. Yeah, it was
I'd have to look
21 to 2 or something, yeah.
I don't have the actual score in front of me right now, but it was something like that. If Bella Vista's not careful, they could be looking at that the way this game has started. But you are indeed correct. And what we talked about at the opening, draw is going to be important. It was important last night. We even saw when Wood Creek kind of started making a little bit of a run, they were winning the draws.
Correct.
And now tonight so far, Bella Vista's 0 for 3.
They just need to settle down, and they need to be more aggressive here out of this timeout. They were way more aggressive last night to start the game, and they need to get that back going tonight. If they can do that, that hopefully will change things up a little bit.
Broncos are without Zia Martin tonight and Maisie Hess. And so, you know, next person up is what happens.
That's right.
So Allen and Hackman once again ready to battle this one out. Julia's going to get that one. So Bella Vista does win a draw here. Thomas. Right out in front. Oh, she's able to get it back. Here's Silvers. Silvers with a bouncing shot. Save. Silvers again.
Got her own rebound there.
Indeed. Silvers from the X. Broncos will swing it. Silva. Here's Thomas once again. Janeway. Right out in front. She had one last night. Her sister had a big game in the JV game. Seems like every goal they scored, we're announcing Audrey Janeway's name. Hooper. That one's deflected. Hooper gets it back. That's out of bounds. Should stay with Bella Vista. That is some really good defense. Amanda Naisworth.
I like moving the ball around because it slows the play down.
Silva. That hit Julia in the shoulder. Silvers had a chance at it, but instead, Vista comes up with it. Adriana Martin. Oh, Broncos. Oh, no, they're back to the goalie.
Julia Thomas all over the goalie.
And that's Catherine Smith is the senior goalie for Vista del Lago. And she still has it. She gets a restart here. That sounds like Vista del Lago is going to call a timeout here.
Yeah, with the goalie trapped out like that, that's a smart play.
Well, Julia was doing her job defensively there.
So just in that little, what do we go there, 2 minutes maybe? Minute and a half? Much, much better from Bella Vista. More aggressive, won the draw. And now you realize there's no goals, but with the ball movement, you slow it down. And when you have a team that's like incredibly fast, like Vista is, they score 3 times right off the bat. You're a little amped up, a little nervous. You can control things a little bit if you slow it down because you start eating up clock. And I know it's the first quarter. Why would you eat up clock? Because it slows Vista del Lago down. They want to play fast.
And certainly down 3 goals, that's certainly not insurmountable.
No, not at all. So if you can slow it down and you can eat up a little bit of clock and then you can sneak a goal in and then you can sneak it, you don't have to make those 3 goals up as quickly as you went down 3 goals, right? And if you're keeping the ball and you're keeping possession, then that's less time that Vista has an opportunity to score.
We saw it with the boys' teams. They had a couple of games. They played Vista on Monday. They
Right.
also played Granite Bay, which is also among the elite teams in the area. And in both those games, they got down early, but they just stayed with it and pushed and pushed and pushed and got both games back close.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Losing only by 3 in both cases.
that's right. So, I mean, Vista's going to have the ball here, but they're going to be in their own end. So we'll see what happens.
So it looks like that might be Bella Acosta. No, that's Naisworth that will restart. She's on the move. Silva picks her up. This is Crowley Brunt. Right out in front, Allen. Allen will take a shot and score. That's her 30th goal of the season. Had 33 last year. If she's not careful, she may equal that this year or in the game tonight.
Yeah, and the speed of Naisworth coming up the side, hard to deal with angles and different things. So
not even 5 minutes into the game, and Vista del Lago with 4 goals. And the Broncos, they have just not really spent any time doing anything offensively.
yeah, I mean they've had that one. They passed the ball around, had one look there from Regan Silvers, but came up short. So back to the draw.
Another draw control for the Eagles, and that's Acosta. Hackman on the defense. Acosta right out in front of the net. Tries to dump it inside. Loose ball. Paige Martin had it for a second. Kicked out. And Martin tried to control but couldn't, and it goes out of bounds.
Now, at least it cleared it out from in front of Elsie Ballard. Now the defense has a little more time to support their goalkeeper.
Allen just scored a moment ago. Acosta with a very long ponytail. Kate Hooper with the takeaway. Controlled back by Vista del Lago. Right out in front of the goal. Aguilar was right there. She scored a moment ago. Number 50. And here comes Regan Silvers.
Good job by the defense clearing that out, and Elsie to get it out to Regan. See if the Broncos can do something with it.
Midfield here. Silvers very sure-handed. Continues, draws the whistle again, keeps it going. Gets free on the triple team. Here's Hackman. Hackman, she's immediately double teamed. Cooper cutting across. Here's Silvers. Silvers, she gets free. She's got a look. Scores! Regan Silvers, number 110 for her career.
Now you've got some momentum building. Good defensive play for your defense. Got the ball up, advanced it. Good play on offense. You get points points from it. Suddenly back just to a 3-deficit game.
And now you want to do what Wood Creek was doing in the third quarter last night, and that's winning draws and making quick work of those draw wins and finding the back of the net again. Julia Thomas is going to take the draw here.
Yep, Paige Hackman out for a breather, it looks like. And sometimes mixing it up like this can be a difference maker too. Sometimes the matchups.
We get a whistle here. Looks like they're going to redo this. The good old-fashioned do-over.
Uh-huh.
Golf, we call it a mulligan. Didn't like it again.
Well, I don't know how many times you can redo it here.
Each time it's wound up behind Julia.
Yeah, I think, well, I don't know.
And again, this one they're going to let go. Loose ball. Julia's trying to get that one scooped up. And finally, Sadie Keogh comes up with it. Keogh on the move, dispossessed, but she's still going. Keogh passes it out, left side. Broncos have a chance. Morgan. Regan Silvers just scored a few moments ago. Gets free, right out in front. Oh, nice save by the part of Smith. Juan picks it up for BV. Hounded in the back at the X position, gets free. Lauren Juan double teamed. Morgan will scoop that one up. Thomas. Julia uses the referee as a screen. In front, she's got an opportunity. Gets in front, point blank range. And oh my goodness, Silvers gets it. She'll take a shot. No, she tries to find Julia in front. So a few good looks there for Bella Vista. Unfortunately, none of them go in. Crowley Brunt back the other way. Here come the Eagles. Kate Hooper in hot pursuit. Taryn Abdul. Now here's a shot. Saved by L.C. Ballard. Naisworth takes that one.
Nice job by the goalkeeper. Good job by the defense again.
Bring it back to L.C. and she will look to figure out a way to clear the zone here. Got Mia Hildebrand right out in front of her. There's a long one and connecting. This is Paige Hackman. Hackman, nice reversal, of course. Out front. Janeway. Janeway just getting harassed out there. Silva picks it up. Silva to Silvers. Say that 10 times fast. Here's Regan.
That ought to draw an 8-meter shot.
Draws a shot now from the 8-meter line. Regan Silvers with the lone Bella Vista goal in this one so far. He's going to look to add another one, which would bring the lead down to just 2. Silvers takes the whistle, steps in front. There's the shot and the score! Regan Silvers.
That's big. That is a big goal with 2:17 left in the first quarter.
Goal number 34 on the year, 111 for her career. And she's a junior. Boy, could she get to 200 maybe next year?
That would be a challenge, but maybe.
Who knows?
No, really, really good job. So now you've got 2 consecutive drives where Vista has driven down into the defensive or onto their offensive side, rather, and Bella Vista's been able to clear it with their defense. They've settled. They've looked good. They've had shots on goal. They've been stopped. And now you've got 2 consecutive offensive attacks that have resulted in a goal for the Broncos. Paige Hackman back in for the draw.
In the side-by-side there with Allen. It was right down the 50-yard line, and Paige Hackman comes up with it. Hackman on the move. Finds Juan. Juan angles her way in. Centering pass. Here's a shot. Score! It's like that might be Danny Janeway.
Bronco goal. Number 8, Danny Janeway.
So Janeway got one last night, and she's back on the board tonight. And the Broncos, just like that, are within 1.
Oh, I think Danny saw how her sister was playing earlier and said, well, she can't have all the fun tonight. I got to get on the board as well.
Absolutely. What did we tabulate? Audrey Janeway had 26 of their 11 goals.
That's right. 26 of the 11 goals were hers. That's right.
Yeah, she was just on fire tonight. It seems every time, and her dad was doing the announcing too in the stadium. It was every time it was a Bella Vista goal, it was her name. Loose ball. Julia scoops that one up. She's looking to get on the board. Here's Thomas. They immediately double team her. She gets free. Reverses course again. Ball loose. Thomas picks it up. Janeway once again. Tried to get it to Silvers. That one pops out. And they get it back to Smith. Smith immediately unloads. Pass is deflected. Good defense by Bella Vista.
That was Danny Janeway.
Oh, and Julia, she tried so hard to get that one. Couldn't control, so Vista will get possession back. It's the view of the lake, Vista del Lago, and the beautiful view, Bella Vista. right out in front. And another goal for Vista del Lago. So they kind of stem the tide a little bit.
The speed and the ball movement are frustrating the Broncos a little bit on defense. The good news is that's correctable, changing up your defense a little bit. And even the distance that you play off of the attacker can help with that a little bit. So with 45 seconds left before they get a mandatory break in between quarters, be a great opportunity to revisit that.
I believe that might have been Crowley Brunt that got the goal.
The numbers are a little hard to see for Vista with those dark
is.
jerseys, so I'm not sure.
It's a 2-goal game. Still anybody's contest. Julia picks it up. Thomas on the move. Thomas, they immediately find her. I think that they've been doing a pretty good job defensively on Julia Thomas. They know that she's one that they've got to shut down. They're staying with her every step of the way. Loose ball. Morgan picks it up. And it looks like she may get a shot here. We'll see. They're going to stop the clock.
Should be an 8-meter. Happened within the fan. Or a 12-meter. They're lining up on the 8, so yeah, it's going to be an 8-meter shot.
So this is Marilyn Morgan. And on goal, she'll take the shot. Smith with the save. 10 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Looks like Vista may just be content to let the clock run out. And that will bring the first 12 minutes to a close here at Bella Vista High School. This one very, very interesting. First 4 goals of the game for Vista del Lago. Since then, Bella Vista's outscored them 3-1. And so, I mean, 2 very good teams battling it out, and it's only a 2-goal deficit at this point.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's hard about high school athletics in general is that when you get tradition in a program, it's difficult mentally to prepare yourself to say, hey, we can compete with this. Vista del Lago traditionally has a very strong team, and they have for many years. Bella Vista's team has been on the rise. So when you go into this game, I think for a lot of these student athletes, they look at it and go, well, this is Vista, you know, that we don't have a shot. And now you start playing, and that's where you see that big jump out, right? But like you said, now Vista's been outscored 3-1, and suddenly, you know, Bella Vista goes, hey, we can hang out here. We can compete.
We can play with these
That's
guys.
right.
And you know, early on it looked like it was going to turn into a Vista del Lago onslaught, and but the Broncos never gave up. You know, and you know, you mentioned that they called that timeout early on.
Yep.
And you know, you just got to reassure them, get them back. Look, they're just the same as you.
Right.
You know, they swing their lacrosse stick just like you do.
That's right.
You know, they eat the same cereal you eat. You know,
That's
all
right.
of that sort of stuff. And so you can hang with these players.
Yeah, and I think this is a good opportunity. You know, this is a game where you want to build your team up. You want to address where they can make corrections. In other words, you don't want to point out mistakes. You want to say, hey, we could be doing this better. We could be doing that better. You know, next week at practice is the time to say, hey, we messed this up, right? But in the game like this, you got to keep your team motivated. You got to keep them focused. You can even see on the draws, I started jotting them down after we were talking about it. So 5-4 Bella Vista at the end of the quarter. But they started out down 3-0. So if you can control the draw circle, generally, you know, like in chess, if you can control the 4 center pieces, generally that's pretty good, right? So we'll see what happens here.
All right. Second quarter set to get underway. Broncos and the Eagles. By the way, the Panthers of West Park will be here tomorrow night to get everything underway. That is our next girls game, West Park and Bella Vista. The teams have already played this year, and the Broncos won that one pretty easily, but we will have that one for you tomorrow night as our 3 games and 3 nights with the Bella Vista girls team will wrap up tomorrow at our broadcast at 7:05, and then the draw at 7:15. And then back coming up on Monday, the 31st, Cesar Chavez Day, it will be the Broncos men. The boys will be taking on Nevada Union. And the start time is showing as 6:50. It's showing on Max Preps as a 7 o'clock start. I would imagine it's probably still going to be closer to 7:15. We will take the air 10 minutes before the draw. And so a lot of it will just depend on how quickly the JV game goes. But the Broncos beat Nevada Union for the first time ever earlier this season. And so we will have that one for you in the rain on Monday, the 31st of March. Broncos defense, they are able to jar the ball loose from Isabella Acosta, but she is going to get a shot from the 8-meter line.
Coach Hackman not liking the call.
So here comes Acosta, right in on goal, and right in the goal. Don't know what you can do about that.
Yeah. Coach Hackman is telling the referee that was not an illegal check. And the referee seems to be saying, I didn't see it. And Coach Hackman seems to be saying, well, pay attention next time.
I'm sure that's what exactly what he said.
Yeah, probably just that nice. Just, Coach Hackman's such a nice guy. It's hard to see him being upset, but clearly was frustrated with that.
He'll stand up for his team, though.
That he will.
Hackman controls the draw and picks it up. Broncos now moving in the second quarter to our left. Right out in front, Presley Rocker, Hooper!
Bronco goal, number 25, Presley Rocker Hooper.
And for Presley, that's goal number 7 this year. And the Broncos back within 2. 11-12 to go. That was some nice passing by the Broncos.
It was good passing. It was that's what you have to do. And it was a great use of, we talk all the time about all the offensive weapons that Bella Vista have. We tend to focus in on Regan and Julia because they score all the goals. But the reality is the Presley Rocker Hoopers, the Danny Janwaits, the list goes on and on. They're there. If they can use them tonight, because clearly Vista Del Lago is going to key in on your 2 main attackers, there's going to be opportunity there.
And you know how we talk about Paige Hackman seems to be the one that always makes the stuff happen? Mm-hmm. She gets the assist on that goal.
Yep.
It was a nice pass in front to Presley Rocker Hooper.
Redo the draw here. They didn't.
So another lacrosse mulligan, if you will. Julia Thomas running some interference, comes up with it. Here comes Thomas. Hackman in front. It's Janeway again. And she finds the back of the net.
That's number 2 for
Danny Janeway. Boy, it's going to be, they're going to have some kind of a celebration in the Janeway household tonight.
Well, I'm laughing because Coach Hackman, as soon as she got the ball, she hesitated. I heard Coach Hackman say, shoot it. And as soon as she did, it went in. We got a 1-point game here.
Yes, indeed. Now, you win a draw here and make it happen again, you might find yourself tied. Just under 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. Lots of goals. If you like scoring in lacrosse, stay with us because I think there's going to be more. 2 very good lacrosse teams battling it out. Crowley Brunt picks that one up, slips. Regan Silvers finds an opportunity to knock that one around. Crowley Brunt still has it. Marissa Wallen. Abdul. From the X, tries to get out in front. Ball deflected. Silver's going to have a chance. Julia Thomas is also right there. Julia with the pickup, on the move. Being hounded and chased by Acosta. Presley Rocker Hooper in there. In traffic. Loose ball. And Vista comes up with it. Vista Del Lago moving it. Crowley Brunn tries to find it out in front. The shot will roll out of bounds, and L.C. Ballard just kind of escorting that one out of bounds as we're at 9:20 to go.
Heads up by a veteran goalkeeper there to chase after that.
And she will restart it. And she finds Julia. Here comes Thomas. They got 3 players converging on her. Nice move by Thomas to get free. Hackman assisted on the last Bella Vista goal. Back to Julia. Vista Del Lago's done a really good job defensively on Julia Thomas. She hasn't seen a lot of opportunities tonight yet. Lauren Wan works off a screen from Rocker Hooper. Here's Silva. We don't have the green shoes of Zia Martin tonight, but we do have the Olivia Silva turquoise shoes. Julia Thomas getting free. The ball comes loose. Looks like she's drawn herself an opportunity.
Yep. Illegal check.
From the top of the 8-meter line. Thomas swinging. That one's too high.
But Bella Vista's going to retain possession because Presley Rocker Hooper was in the right spot and got her stick out across the end line. So another shot here for the Broncos.
Julia may have just been too amped up on that one. Silva. Looks like we do have some green shoes tonight for Bella Vista.
Shooting space foul.
Here's Silva. Thomas. Thomas. Zigs, zags, zags, and zigs. Gets free. Now she'll line up. Oh, it goes wide. Oh, that looked like that was bouncing in the net. So it looks like Lauren Wan is sporting kind of green-looking shoes tonight. Maybe she does that all the time. I just hadn't looked before. But you know, of course, it's about the shoe game.
Always about the shoe game.
Smith will fling this one out towards midfield. Has the connection to Bella Acosta. Right out in front, and a goal for Vista Del Lago. Great passing on the part of VDL.
Yeah, and Bella Vista struggled with this last night against Wood Creek on the fast break type play. The defense is not getting set quickly enough, and so Vista exploiting that.
So Hayden Crowley Brunt is the one that gets the goal. And Macy Spoto got the assist with 6:43 to go. So the Broncos a couple of times have gotten within one. You see it happen in games like this so many times, that the perceived underdog gets down early, gets back close, but they can never seem to get over the top. Here's Regan. Regan gets free. Regan dispossessed, but she'll get a shot from the 8-meter line.
If you can be aggressive on offense, especially within the fan, more often than not, you're going to draw a foul because that's when the sticks start flying.
Silver's 2 goals tonight, already 34 on the season, 111 for her career.
Well, this is going to be from the 12-meter line, so maybe
from
not a
the
shot.
12.
Yeah.
Okay. So she will back it out. Work her way in. Closed off. That's Janeway. Silvers is right there. Can't control. We're going to get a whistle. This one should be from the 8-meter line. Silvers!
Crossfield goal, number 12, Regan Silvers.
That's a hat trick.
Had one last night, too. In fact, she had 5 last night. So, will we be talking Sox again tonight, too?
Let's hope so. It's back to a 1-point game.
So Silvers has 3. Janeway has 2 for Bella Vista of their, and so that's 5 of their 6. Presley Rocker Hooper has the other one. So still anybody's game here. Win a draw here, and who knows what could happen. That's just a nice snag out of the air. That's Crowley Brunt that came up with that one. Here's Abdul. Here's Bella Acosta. Acosta and Allen. Allen tries to slip her way through a double team. Loose ball on the ground. Broncos trying to just sweep this one away. Vista comes up with it. Falling to settle it. This is Spoto and Acosta. They'll play back to the X with Allen. Allen on Hackman. Acosta. Acosta on the move. Bella Vista closing off the lanes right now. Paige Martin playing some solid defense. Tried to get it in front, and L.C. Ballard controls this one. She'll back up out of the net. There's Paige Martin. Back it goes to L.C. Ballard. And she's going to let this one fly. Loose ball, that one's going to go out of bounds. Where did it go off of? It's going to go to Vista del Lago. It's a near interception there. Oh,
nice job.
Great defense.
Yeah, that was Presley Rocker Hooper on that. That was a great job. Pushed her right out.
Here comes Julia Thomas. Has Silvers on her left, Janeway on her right. Acosta immediately finds Thomas. Thomas shakes her off pretty quickly. Janeway. Hackman out front. Hackman and Janeway. Two-person game. This is Kate Hooper. Juan. Behind the net from the X. Gets around the screen set by Rocker Hooper. Juan will bring it back out, now out front. Lauren Juan. Back out to Paige Hackman once again. Can she find the opening? Can she attack? Good defense on the part of Vista del Lago. Here's Julia Thomas. Thomas looking for her opportunity. You got to believe that once she gets one, she's going to get going. Thomas is spinning all over the place. She gets in front. She scores! Julia Thomas on the board. Career goal number 97. And for the season for Julia, that is number 39.
And with that goal.
Look at that. Look at the score, folks.
You wanted a good game? We got a good game here. Just under 2 minutes before halftime. We're all tied up.
You wonder if maybe that's just what it takes to get Julia Thomas going.
Well, that was going to be one of the things I was going to talk about at halftime with you, was just they have to find a way. And when I say they, it's really her. She has to find a way to get herself involved in the game. She's too talented to not be out. She's too talented to be on the field and not be participating with points.
But it's tougher tonight because
Correct.
Vista del Lago's keying on her.
Correct.
And she's not getting those opportunities. And so you're right. That time she created it. This is a loose one, and there's Julia once again picking up the ground ball on the draw. Thomas at the whistle. Don't we just keep going? Everybody's still moving. So now Julia's right out in front. She's closed off. I'll work it around. Whistle behind the net.
And the clock's going to stop with 1:19 left.
Get a timeout called, it looks like. So it looks like the Broncos decided they want to go ahead and set something else up here. And we'll see what comes out of that. You've got 1:19 to go before halftime. You've just tied the score. You've got the ball in behind the net where the timeout was called. What do you want to set up here?
Well, I think you want to try to again, you want to try to chew up some clock while you're setting up a play, right? A quick one-time shot, unless you're wide open, isn't going to do anything. And what you don't want to do is turn the ball over and give Vista a chance to get on the board and take a lead going into halftime. So I would look to, I mean, you said it. Once Julia gets rolling, can she then combine, oh, hey, here's where I can get open. I'm just going to keep exploiting that now. I think Regan has done a really good job tonight. They've not keyed in on her as much as Julia, but keyed in on her quite a bit, and she's kind of found her rhythm. Julia's just got to do the same thing, and I think that underhand shot was a start.
Well, and Regan's hurting them. I mean, she's got 3 goals in the game already.
Right.
So if they're not keying on her, they need to start thinking about keying on her.
Correct.
And if they do that, then what's that going to do?
That
That's
pulls
going to open
attention
up
over.
Julia.
Right.
So
and really, on offense, what's really helping the Broncos today, I mean, you have a couple goals from Danny Janeway, you have Presley Rocker Hooper's contributed. That really helps because, again, and this is not Julia's fault, right? But they're triple and quadruple teaming her tonight. So that leaves somebody else open. They've got to take those shots, and they are, and that's what's really keeping them in. So if Julia can get going, in addition to everything else that's going on, that could be pretty good for the Broncos.
all right, well, let's see what this 1:18 that's on the clock right now is going to bring us. See what the remainder of the half will bring us after this timeout. Broncos, after getting down, they were down 4-0. So Lauren Wan, or check that, that's going to be
Janeway.
that will take the possession here to start it. Janeway, she's just being hounded. Good defense again by Vista del Lago. It's one of those Vistas. Juan. Thomas out front. Hackman cutting in front of the net. Thomas. She's got great footwork. Inside Lauren Juan. That one's too tall. Broncos will keep possession.
But I like that. Clock continues to run here. You've eaten up almost half that time. Got a good look. Now we're going to stop the clock.
Maybe because it's in the last minute or so of the half. So we're back underway here. Or we will be when they whistle
Okay,
it
here
in.
we go.
Kate Hooper. Janeway. Here's Presley Rocker. Hooper in front. That one rolled wide. Broncos scoop this one up. Out front, ball comes loose. And Vista del Lago comes up with it. 10 seconds to go. Ball knocked away. Loose on the ground. Silvers picks it up. 2 seconds. 1 second. Clock is going to expire, and we will head into the locker room here at halftime in a 7-7 tie. It didn't look like it early on that we were going to be at this point, but we are now. 7-7 as the Broncos made it really interesting in the second quarter.
They really did, and I attribute a lot of that to just them settling down and really increasing their aggressiveness in all aspects. They've done a really good job on defense. They've done a really good job on offense. They just need to put together 24 more minutes of solid lacrosse, and we might be walking out of here with first place in the league.
Who knows what could happen there? This has been a very entertaining first half. I would like to hear more energy from the crowd, but again, just really a lot of fun, and you can see the energy down on the field between both of these teams. They both know that they're in a battle.
Yeah, and that's really, we haven't, at least you and I have not had this opportunity to do a girls' game that's been this competitive so far. And, I mean, this is really great. This is kind of everything that we saw on paper that it should be. And so far, it has played out to be exactly that.
So within the first 5 minutes of the game, Vista del Lago jumped out to a 4-0 lead. Since then, Bella Vista's had the better of things, 7-3. But Bella Acosta, Jenna Aguilar, Haley Crowley-Brunt, and Shay Allen all scored to get the goals started. Then the Broncos answered quickly in that first quarter with 2 from Regan Silvers, and then Janeway got one to bring it to 4-3.
Yeah,
and then Vista del Lago started to separate a little bit, got it back out to 6-3. Acosta and Crowley-Brunt each with their second goals of the game. And then Presley Rocker Hooper strikes, Janeway strikes, Crowley-Brunt gets her hat trick, Silvers and Thomas. So that's kind of how it's all worked out for the Broncos. Julia Thomas, by the way, now at 97 career goals. So if she's able to shake the defenders here in the second half, we could be seeing a little bit of history in the second half. Or we might just have to wait till tomorrow.
Well, we could certainly use that history-making night tonight from her in the second half. And I'm thinking back right to the end of the second quarter there before halftime with that shot from Presley Rocker Hooper that then just rolled just outside.
Oh, gosh,
and, if that just rolls a little bit more,
painful.
yeah. But all things considered, great first half for Bella Vista. Being down, coming back, keeping it tied, not letting Vista get a goal at the end of the first half, and basically you're starting over 0-0, really. I mean, if I'm Coach Hackman and Coach Thomas, and Coach Carlin's down there too, that's what I'm telling the team.
All right, so reminder, the Lady Broncos after tonight, they'll be taking on West Park tomorrow for a Friday night affair. We'll be on the air at 7:05 with a 7:15 opening draw. The Panthers of West Park and the Broncos of Bella Vista. Ladies lacrosse tomorrow night. And then fast forward to Monday on the 31st, the final day of March. The Miners of Nevada Union calling on the boys' side. They'll take on the Broncos. Prior to this season, the Broncos had never beaten Nevada Union, but they did earlier this season up in Grass Valley, and now they have the opportunity to continue to instill their dominance, if you will, on the Miners of Nevada Union. So it's showing as a 7 o'clock opening face-off on Monday. That's what the schedule on Max Preps is. Normally the games are at 7:15, so we will be on the air 10 minutes before the broadcast begins. And then for Bella Vista, they will then be in action next week. They will be taking on Rio Americano. They'll be visiting Christian Brothers on Tuesday.
Right.
So they'll head over to Christian Brothers on Tuesday, another back-to-back. Certainly not back-to-back-to-back like they're doing this week, but at least they're all at home.
True.
But they will be at Christian Brothers on Tuesday, and then we'll see them again after tomorrow. We'll see them again on Wednesday against Rio Americano. So this season is really going by fast.
Too fast in some ways, but
Agreed.
Kind of like that first half. Seemed like we just snapped our fingers, and we're already getting ready for the second half here.
All right, so we are getting ready for the second half. So fortunately, the rain, we had some rain earlier today, but it has kind of stayed off this evening, and it looks like we do not have rain in the forecast tomorrow, which we initially did. But the rain is still in the forecast for Monday, as the men's team will be taking on Nevada Union. We'll see if maybe that changes a little bit between now and Monday. It certainly did this week.
Yeah.
Last night we were expecting rain tonight. So.
Well, and from the draw, we didn't talk about the draws, but 9-7 Bella Vista leading, so just about even. But they did bounce back after starting slow. So we'll see if they can continue to pull that lengthen that out.
Allen and Hackman ready to duke this one out, going side by side once again. And that's Crowley Brunt that comes up with it. Hackman on the defense. Ball loose. It's going to be scooped up by Julia Thomas. So the Broncos will really get the first possession here in this third quarter. Broncos looking for their first lead of the game. When was the last time Bella Vista had a lead over Vista del Lago?
Not in my involvement in girls lacrosse, that's for sure.
Thomas got the whistle. It looks like this one's going to come from the 12-meter line. Typically, these are not shots, but if you're Julia Thomas, maybe. She'll back it back out. Janeway. Right out in front, Silvers. Silvers tries to get it to Thomas. Loose ball. Bouncing all over the place, and Vista del Lago's done a really good job of coming up with those, but Bella Vista gets it this time. Silva to Thomas. Now Hackman. Hackman looking for her way. She'll take a shot. That one goes wide, and the Broncos will keep possession. Lauren Wan in the right place at the right time.
Broncos doing a really good job of being back on that end line to be able to maintain possession on those shots.
Presley Rocker Hooper. Let's just call her PRH. There's a shot. Save Smith. Nicely done on her part. Regan controls that one. Here's Julia. Julia looking to find her opening. She'll take a shot, and she scores! Julia Thomas, goal number 98 on her career. She's a sophomore. And the Broncos, their first lead of the game.
And now if you're Bella Vista, you just got to continue to stay aggressive. That is the key. The whole reason that score happened was because they just kept with the onslaught of shots. And as you do that, the defense starts to get more and more spread out, and they're not able to double and triple team. And when Julie was able to get the ball, boom, there's the opening, and she scores.
And that's her 40th goal on the season. She had 58 last year. Do the math. It's an easy one. Mm-hmm. 98 total. That'd be so cool for her to hit 100 against Vista del Lago. Hackman controls that one. Nicely done. It's like she used some of her basketball rebounding skills. Outstanding rebounder on the basketball team this year. Thomas sitting on 98. There's a shot. She scores again! Julia Thomas with the hat trick. Goal number 41 on the season. Number 99 for her career.
And you called it, George, in the first half. Once she got rolling and found the opening, could she just start to rack them up? And so far, that's proven to be true.
2-goal lead for the Broncos. After spotting Vista del Lago 4 to start the game in the first 5 minutes. Since that 4 spot, they have outscored Vista del Lago 9-3. We do not expect the Eagles to go anywhere, though. Julia comes up with that one. She's at 99 for her career. Thomas. Here's Hackman. Hackman. And we're going to get a shot here and an opportunity for Bella Vista. This is from the 12-meter line. There's the whistle. Janeway back inside looking for Kate Hooper. Hooper using some of her soccer skills to just kind of boot that one over to Lauren Wan. Thomas. Julia looking for the opportunity, looking for an open player. Janeway. Janeway scoops it over to Thomas. Thomas forced wide. Thomas gets free. Thomas centering pass, looking for Janeway. And we get a whistle inside the 8-meter line. This one's going to go to Vista del Lago, and we have not seen Vista del Lago's offense much in this third quarter yet.
No, I mean the first.
And they just turned it over again.
Yeah. So 3.5 minutes in, it's all been played on the offensive side for Bella Vista.
Here's Julia. Julia brings it in. Looking for her opportunity here. Approaching. Gets free. Right out in front. Julia! It's saved. And a whistle inside the 8-meter line. This one's going over to Vista del Lago.
Yeah, an illegal push.
Here come the Eagles. It's Naisworth. Naisworth forced behind the net. Curls the crease. Comes back out in front. She's got an opportunity, immediately triple teamed, and she's going to draw herself an opportunity from the 8-meter line. Angle left. Here comes Naisworth right in front, and she finds pay dirt. And we knew Vista del Lago wasn't going anywhere.
No, they, as much as you would like to think Bella Vista would get a lead and then just run away with it, we knew that was not going to happen. So back to a 1-point game.
And that's with 7:09 to go here in the third quarter. Don't go anywhere. This one's going to be a fun finish. We still have another quarter and a half of lacrosse left to go here.
Yep.
Lots to do. Julia Thomas at 99 career goals. Next one hits triple digits. Who's going to go for that one? Like a jumping center in basketball, but here come the Eagles. Defense closes him down. This is Acosta. Acosta on Hooper. Even those high passes, they bring them down. Allen wing left is going to take the pass. We saw that coming. Shea Allen. Close out. Paige Martin doing the job there. Very methodical. Vista looking for the tying goal. Back behind the net. Curling the crease right out in front. Now here comes a pass. And another score for Vista.
Well, they snookered him there. They drew him around as they curled around from the X. Drew a triple team, and that left the cutter open. Sort of an uncontested shot for Vista del Lago. So we're back tied.
Yes, we are, just like we expected, kind of.
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
So it's a 9-9 tie. With 6:12 to go in the third. Whistle. Looks like we're going to do this one again. Bella Acosta is taking the draw this time against Paige Hackman. High into the air. Acosta having trouble getting that one. Now she gets it. Missed a good portion of last year due to an injury. But back with a vengeance this year. Swinging shot. That one deflects wide. Vista with possession. They have erased the Bella Vista 2-goal lead. Oh, here's Allen stepping right out in front. Save, Elsie Ballard. Paige Martin. Paige Martin on the move. Looking for the help. Got the whistle. Okay, what did I saw a card come out?
Yeah, yellow. That's on number 13. That's Shea Allen. Something about multiple. I think he said multiple push-outs or something.
Okay.
So that's 2-minute non-releasable.
So she's gonna have to come out, right?
Yeah, she came out. She's right here on the sideline here.
Okay. She's not sitting in the penalty box right now.
Yeah.
So Broncos a player up for 2 minutes. Vista Del Lago says we don't care. Out front. Oh, that was a great opportunity. This is Isabella Hardman, the other Isabella in this game. So Hardman to bring it in. He's a pretty good flag football player for Bella Vista this year. Mosier draws the contact. All high in the air, Presley Rocker. Hooper's there. Finally, it is Wallen that comes up with it. It looks like we're going to get a timeout called here. So that'd be called by Vista Del Lago to continue the possession.
Well, and a smart play there with 4.5 left down a player because nobody could really get possession. But now you're going to start with the ball, and they're going to want to try to go down and score. So kind of a wisely timed timeout, if you will.
Oh, yeah. And it wasn't certain that they were going to keep the possession
Correct.
at that point, too. I mean, you've had a big convergence of humanity there with the ball bouncing around. So they got the possession, called the timeout, and this way they get a chance to set up a restart. So it's been kind of a roller coaster, if you will, as Vista Del Lago went up and then down, and then Bella Vista went up and then back to Vista Del Lago. And so we are at 9-9, 18 goals scored in this one. And the Broncos, they've only had one game this year, and it was the opener, that crazy game at Wood Creek, where they've allowed double-digit goals.
Right.
I mean, next one for Vista Del Lago, and we still have 16 minutes and change left to go here in this one before we all go home tonight. And so it's very possible that another one is going to sneak by Elsie Ballard. What I can tell you is if it's only one, it should be a good night for Bella Vista.
That's very true. Very true.
We will see how that goes.
So it looks like Hayden Crowley-Brunt is going to start with it here for Vista.
And Shea Allen is still standing in the penalty area.
She still has another minute.
Here's Crowley-Brunt. So Vista Del Lago's actually held possession and controlled possession during this penalty without their top scorer. Behind the net. Bringing it out. That's Abdul, I should say. Mosier with the defense. They're calling yellow. which is like the yellow light, means to slow it down.
Yeah, they want to kill this penalty off.
They want to get Shea Allen back in the game. And there is contact. That one's outside the 12-meter line, so they'll just pick it up from this point.
And in under 10 seconds, Vista's going to be back at full strength.
Photo. Acosta can't control that one. Broncos pick it up.
And Vista's going at full strength now.
And this one's going to roll out of bounds. And Vista del Lago will keep possession and immediately bring it right back in. They know how this game is played. In fact, Shea Allen is back in the game, and there she goes. Broncos need to close her off. Julia Thomas takes on that role. Acosta. Allen and Acosta. Acosta headed to Dominican University. He's looking to move. Closed off. Loose ball. Knocked around. Sadie Keogh was right there. And she's going to get the restart for Bella Vista. Keogh on the move. Here comes Sadie Keogh. And she is bumped, winds up on the ground. Some results just like she used to do in the backyard, right?
Apparently, yeah.
And she's got the Broncos set up right now. She's going to continue on the attack here.
Well, because the foul happened on her, so she's going to have to keep going.
So she's got the restart. Juan closed off. Thomas sitting on 99. Thomas looking to get free. Wants to get the lead back for Bella Vista. Here's a shot! She scores! Number 100, Julia Thomas, as a sophomore. 42nd goal of the year, the century mark for Bella Vista, the second time in 1 week that a Bronco has hit 100 goals for their career, as Regan Silvers did it last week, and now it's Julia Thomas.
Quite the accomplishment for the sophomore, quite the accomplishment, and gives the Broncos back the lead. This highly contested game that just keeps going back and forth. I keep coming back to it, George. You said once she got rolling, she would find the openings, and that has been the truest thing said tonight, I think.
That's her 4th goal of the game. And she's got 2 more years.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be amazing to see what she does. Could she get to 200 career goals? We were talking about maybe Regan could do that in her senior year, between the rest of this year and her senior year. Julia's got 2 years to do that. And imagine where Regan would be if she didn't get hurt last year.
Correct. Missed over half the season.
Presley Rocker Hooper. Hooper out front. She's got a goal tonight. Broncos looking to advance the lead. Hardman. Get a whistle?
Clock's going to stop.
And is Hardman going to get a shot from the, or are they going to restart back behind the net? So the restart is going to come from behind the net. Is deciding who has to be where right now.
There's a lot of technical components here to these shots.
Janeway with the restart. Juan will scoop it up. Here's Hackman. Hackman on the move. She gets free. Dumps it in front. Here's Julia. And that one goes. It's like Julia's drawn the shot from the 8-meter line.
Straight on.
For her 5th goal tonight. Julia Thomas in, defended, and that one goes high over the goal. Good defense again by Vista del Lago. 25 seconds to go. Broncos still in possession. Julia draws the foul from behind the net.
Is that another yellow card?
Ooh.
It is.
This
It
time
is a yellow card.
And this time it's Bella Acosta, so their top two players have both been sent off for a penalty. Broncos to go player down.
To start the fourth quarter, too, because there's 15 seconds left.
Again, it's non-releasable. So the clock stops. So we get ready. Thomas to bring it in. And behind the net, right out in front, looking for Hackman. Haysworth on Presley Rocker. Hooper stays with her every step of the way. And that will bring the fourth quarter to a close. An exciting night here at Bella Vista. The Broncos, again, we talked about it. They went down 4 goals. They have now come back and are in the lead here 10-9. Julia Thomas, 4 goals tonight. Career goal 100 just a few moments ago. And this is exciting.
Yeah, I mean, this is great. This is what you live for, right? Or exciting high school sports, and happy to be bringing it to you here on BV Live Sports tonight. But what a quarter! I mean, we don't have time of possession. We don't have that. There's a lot of fancy tools you have. We don't have that tool, right? But I got to think that Bella Vista. I mean, not only did they win it, I think 3/4 of the quarter at least they had time of possession.
We've been down at that one end for quite a while, and in the first quarter we were down at the Vista del Lago offensive side quite a bit. Vista del Lago got off to a great start, but the Broncos, and this was a really big test. We knew this was going to be a big test, but getting down 4-0 was a big test for them, and they passed it. They're not used to being down 4-0. That has not happened this year.
I mean, they didn't even get the lead, right, until late in the game. So the resilience that they've shown, the resilience that Julia's shown in saying, hey, I'm getting triple T. Okay, I'm going to find another way, right? That's why she has 100 goals, right, as a sophomore. But, like, those little things, the defense has really stepped up. The passing has been good. They just need to put together another solid 12 minutes. And for a minute 45 of that, they're going to be up a player because Bella Acosta will still be in the box.
Correct. Well, we certainly hope that Julia's family is watching. I know that they had checked in. I know Joe was in town for a while. If he's still in town, great. Hopefully he's here tonight. I haven't seen him, but with him on spring break, a chance to see his sister play lacrosse 3 times this week. Hopefully he's been able to take in one of these games, and this was the game you want to be at.
Yeah.
For Vista to see her set the record and do great things. Shout out also hello to our sister Mariel. I'm not sure if Mariel's still on spring break or not, but she's either watching down at Cal Poly or she might be here as well. But just haven't seen them yet. So, but anyway, it's so
we just had a little coaches meeting there with the officials at the football 50-yard line. Not sure what that was about. That is not typical.
Well, we got 12 minutes on the clock. 1 more quarter to go. And the Bella Vista Broncos, they've got themselves that 1-goal lead. Let's see if they can expand on it. Hackman now closest to us as the Broncos will be moving left to right in this fourth quarter. Allen was the one that went up against her. The ball's still loose, and Julia Thomas comes up with it. Broncos going to the left. I'm sorry, I got that one wrong. Thomas finds Hackman. Scores!
Well, if she can't score him, George, she's going to set him up with an assist.
That is a beautiful assist by Julia Thomas. Broncos by 2. Hackman's first goal of the game. And, in fact, for Paige Hackman, that's goal number 14 this season.
Well, We talked about her being the glue that holds everything together, and what she is really good at is being in the right place at the right time. She's not the leading scorer, she's not the leading assist, but she's always there, and she's extremely reliable and dependent.
And set to do her thing in the draw circle. They need another one right here. This one right to Julia. Whistle blows, but you keep playing. Here's Julia. Julia in front. Loops back out. Thomas tonight, the third Bronco in 2 years. Thomas will shoot. It goes wide. Third Bronco in 2 years to hit 100 career goals. Mateo Polanco did it on the boys team last year. Matthew Bunny is too shy and has his next opportunity on Monday. There's another shot that swings wide.
They're signaling that goes to Vista, and I don't know why. That Bella Vista's stick was across the line. I must have missed that.
Acosta, by the way, still in the penalty box. Here's Crowley Brunt. Abdul from the X. Picked up by Paige Martin. Now she'll swing it back over. Behind the net. And the Broncos come up with that one. Ballard has it. Got to be careful over there not to step on that blue line. Back to Ballard. Approaching 10 minutes to go. Broncos by 2. What a win this would be if they can hold on. Hackman. Here's Janeway from the right. Right in front, Hackman. Whistle blows. Just inside the 12-meter line.
There was some discussion there amongst the coaches while they're setting up
Page
here
is
about
setting up at the 8. So Page will take a swinging shot that goes wide.
Bella Vista will keep
Stay
possession.
Stay with the Broncos.
Yeah, there was some confusion there because that was a check to the head that Bella Acosta was in the box for. And boys, that's a 3-minute penalty, but apparently it's only 2 for girls.
Thomas. I think everything's a 2-minute penalty in girls, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they were nice.
All deflected. Good defense. Vista del Lago. They're looking to get back. They're probably not used to trailing. This is Naisworth. Out front. Abdul. Back behind the net now. That's Wallen. Wallen just kind of slowly curls the crease. Back out. Acosta's back into the game. Dumps it inside. Can't find the connection. Loose ball. LC Ballard. Sadie Keogh. Ball is loose. And that's going to be scooped up by Julia Thomas. Thomas, Silva.
Played a third of this fourth quarter, under 8 minutes now.
Broncos by 2. Liv Silva. Off the screen from Hackman. Janeway. Janeway. Here's Julia. Julia gets free. Catherine Smith.
Got her own rebound. Julia did. Very impressive.
Broncos can be patient right here. Look for the best opportunity. Janeway gets free. Janeway's out front. There's Liv Silva. She's going to have to scoop that up. And, of course, somebody from Vista del Lago is going to be right there on a loose ball.
Yeah.
That one goes out of bounds, and it will go over to VDL.
They can slow down their offensive play, but they've still got to stay aggressive if they want to win this game. They cannot give Vista opportunities like that.
Here comes Acosta with a lot of green in front of her. Right out in front, Elsie Ballard once again. Eagles with the possession. Spoto. Crowley Brunt. Brunt looking to get around and for an opportunity, forced wide, back behind the net. A pass in front, point blank range, Elsie Ballard equal to the task. Broncos with the possession. Back to Ballard. Here's Regan Silvers. Haven't heard from her a lot lately, but she'll be more than happy to make her presence felt. Silvers. Gets free, loose ball. Vista del Lago picks it up. It's Abdul. Paige Martin closes her off. Out front.
That's going to be an 8 meters.
Yeah, so Paige Martin got in there, jarred the ball loose from Marissa Wallen. But they say she got a bit of the body as well.
Yep, shooting space.
So from the left side, Marissa Wallen. She'll attack right in. And Elsie Ballard makes the save. We're getting a crease violation here? What do we got?
Yellow card
Ooh.
on Paige Hackman.
Paige Hackman's going
Check to the
off.
head.
Oh. So another opportunity from the 8-meter line. Crowd not liking the time, but apparently we need 4:44 on the clock as the clock stops on the penalty. Looks like it might be Wallen again to take this one. On the attack, here's Wallen again, the shot. Broncos again equal to the task. Holding on to that 2-goal lead. Broncos a player down.
And so you're going to expect that they're going to want to kill this off, just like Vista del Lago did earlier when they were down a player.
That's a loose ball right out in front of Elsie Ballard. She's got to be careful there. Wallen has it again. Crowley Brunt behind the net. There's a shot and a score for Vista. It's like that Spoto that got that one. Macy Spoto, that would be her 20th goal of the year.
It was a good shot from Vista del Lago, but a little bit of sloppy play there that kind of led to them getting the ball again right down to the end. I'm not quite sure what happened, but kind of a costly mistake there for the Broncos late in the game.
So 3:57 to go. Broncos by 1. Julia Thomas will be taking the draw as Paige Hackman.
Still with another minute 13. She is out.
Thomas probably figures to take most of the draws next year after Paige heads up to Tacoma to play for PLU. We're going to do this again.
Yeah, the ball literally went nowhere there.
Yeah. Thomas and Acosta battling it out once again. A lot of these players know each other, and some of them on these teams have been playing club and national team opportunities with each other. They are combatants on the field tonight. Again, okay, so this goes over to Bella Vista. Here's Acosta looking for the equalizer. She collides with Regan Silvers, winds up on the ground, and a foul is going to be called. This is a common foul. And the restart will come at the top of the 12-meter line. Pass goes to the left side, and that one's going to roll out of bounds. That's an unforced error for Vista del Lago and a break for Bella Vista.
Yeah, and the Bella Vista coaching staff upset with the draws. And, you have to admit, we've not had draw issues all year until tonight, arguing that Vista was causing that and not Bella Vista. But regardless, Vista got possession there.
Oh, and a takeaway. Pass right out in front. Broncos come up with this one. Julia loses it. Back to Vista. Crowley Brunt. Here's a shot. Save. Elsie Ballard. She'll field that one tomorrow morning.
Paige Hackman back in the game now, so back to full strength.
So the Broncos withstand. They did give up one goal, but they do withstand that man down situation. 2:30 to go in the ball game. Broncos by 1. Vista del Lago with the possession at the 12-meter line. Crowley Brunt and Acosta. Acosta pushing her wide. Vista very patient. That's Allen with it. Back behind the net. Oh, loop it around. A little traffic directing over there. Ball deflected away. That one's going to be scooped up by Vista. Good job on the part of their offense.
No, and they made an error, so Bella Vista's going to get it.
It
Yeah,
looked like they had it. No,
They
the
did.
Broncos come up with it. It's another unforced error by Vista del Lago.
minute 40
Thomas.
left in regulation.
They're looking to push her out of bounds, did they? No, they're going to call the foul. Broncos to keep possession. They got to give her some space. Tried to get that one to Silvers, and that's going to wind up right at Catherine Smith's net. 1:20 to go. Tight ball game. The top two teams in the Capital Valley Conference. Loose ball. Swept out. Vista still controls. That one's
1
loose
minute.
again. 1 minute to go. Broncos just need to hold them off. Julia Thomas has it. Looking for some help. There's a whistle. This is going to go Bella Vista's way. Clock stops.
47 seconds left.
Final minute of play in the fourth quarter, so they do stop the clock. Thomas with the restart. Send this one all the way back. Elsie's able to track that one down. Immediately double teamed.
Under 30 seconds now. Clock continuing to run.
And I think they needed to stop the clock. 23.5 is what it's showing. Elsie Ballard has the ball in the far end of the end zone. Waiting for,
If I were Elsie, I'd just chuck it down the field as hard as you could.
are they going to put any time on the clock? No, I guess not. So here's Ballard. Closed off. Could Bella Vista call a timeout here, or are they out of timeouts?
I think they're out of timeouts.
That's out of bounds. So immediately,
10 seconds.
10 seconds to go. Ball loose in front. That's deflecting out. Julia Thomas comes up with it. She's on the move. 1 second to go. Time will expire, and the Bella Vista Broncos have upset the Vista del Lago Eagles to take first place in the Capital Valley Conference. What a game tonight. What a night. Julia Thomas with her 100th career goal and one of the biggest wins in the history of the Bella Vista Broncos girls lacrosse program. Oh, mercy!
What a game. What a game. Just outstanding play by both teams. And just incredible. You could feel the enthusiasm in the stadium. I'm already excited for the rematch here in about a month. So,
yeah, that'll be really exciting too.
So now we got to do the shaking hands here at center field.
And now a very, very excited group of Broncos. Very excited group of Broncos.
And what a game from LC Ballard in goal, especially in the second half of the game. I mean, what just tremendous, tremendous effort by.
She came up big on several occasions. A couple of those point-blank range that were going in.
Yeah,
in the first half.
She was just able to defend them. I mean, what just, oh, man, you get goosebumps from something like that.
George Tharlson, Aaron Keogh, welcome back to Bella Vista High School. The Broncos now with the inside track for the league championship right now. It will probably be decided next month at the end of the month and the end of the season when the two teams will battle it out with each other. There is a look at the Bronco team right there. They're hearing some exciting comments from their coach. This is just really, really special.
It is, and you can see, I mean, I'm looking at the Vista sideline. I mean, they're just dejected. They absolutely did not think they were going to lose tonight, and they are crushed. This is why you play. The highs are the highs and the lows are the lows.
If you look at their...
But it's clear from the evidence here, Vista did not expect to lose, and a very jubilant Scott Hackman is walking our way.
Indeed. So April 9th is the date to circle when the Broncos get set to take on Vista del Lago in the rematch. So we'll get Coach Hackman all mic'd up and ready to go. Looks like he is. Coach, congratulations. That's a big one tonight.
Oh, my God. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I'm so happy for these girls. The girls, they brought some fight tonight against amazing Vista del Lago team. I can't say enough about them. Bella and Shea at the center circle, Nasworth on defense, but baby, the Broncos got them. First place, baby.
Well, you know, a real big test tonight. You guys have not been down 4-0 before this season, and your team showed you something that when that happens, they still know what they need to do.
They did. You're right, George. I didn't want to use my timeout, obviously, that early, but I had to. Coach Carlin, Coach Aaron came in with some great advice about locking in on the hip, playing defense, and the defense stepped up. Like it was a 100% different defense the rest of the game after being down 4-0. Can't say enough about the defense and LC Ballard standing on her head. I got to check how many saves she's got, but it was an incredible performance by all the defense, especially LC.
Well, you're absolutely right. She came up big, especially late in the game. I mean, that there was a flurry of shots there from Vista del Lago in the last minute of play, and LC was just equal to the task on all of them.
She was tracking the ball. I saw her doing her juggling drills at the beginning of the game. She was tracking the ball well. Nothing was getting by her. It's one of those things, right? You got a puncher's chance against these amazing teams that we have. You have a puncher's chance if you play good defense. And then, of course, having Julia Thomas on your side does not hurt.
How about 100 career goals for a sophomore in Julia Thomas?
Amazing. I mean, it's not – what you see out there is not 100% of Julia. 99% of it is on the practice field, working on the wall ball herself. She's a beast. Our three middies – Hackman, Julia, and Regan. Regan battled through a little bit of a injury there, and she came back in, worked herself in. Kate played good on D. Izzy Hardman played good on D. Everybody played fantastic on midi, I mean. But yeah, 100 goals. That's an amazing milestone as a sophomore, and let's keep it going.
Yeah, indeed. You mentioned Regan. She had 3 goals tonight. She's up to what do we have her for? So she'd be at 112.
112, yep.
So I mean, even if she was banged up a little bit, still she's still getting the job done for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I got to say, too, everybody played hard. The coaches, both sides, the officials, both sides. Baby, this one was for Bella Vista. We need one. We need some winning going on. And, man, we are winning, my boys.
Gee, you think Scott's a little excited?
I think so, man. Congrats, Coach.
BV, baby. Go Broncos.
All right, so we got you with West Park tomorrow, this 3 games and 3 night stretch. So far, so good.
Absolutely. Yep, one more game tomorrow. We got a good sub pattern going tomorrow. It's going to be a fun game to watch right back here at the stadium. Proud of these girls. It's all to the girls, man. They're amazing.
And then a bit of a break until next Tuesday. Christian Brothers in Rio next week. So just got just doing your planning for you, Scott.
Thank you. Appreciate it, George. No, always
just letting
thank you.
Know where
Aaron.
you need to be next week. You
You two are fantastic.
Great, Scott.
it.
Congratulations.
All right, let's party. Let's
on
party.
a
Go
great
Broncos.
Win. All right, Scott Hackman, very much excited over an 11-10 win by the Bella Vista Broncos tonight. And, gee, do you think he's going to get any sleep tonight?
I don't think so. I don't know. I'm going to sleep, and I was just up here. Man, this is high school sports are so much fun. And when the games are competitive, they're just even more fun. And, it would have been heartbreak if you're on the other side of that, but we weren't. And so you celebrate.
And you mentioned Vista del Lago. They did not expect to lose this game. I mean, they scheduled those 2 games, one of which I guess they weren't able to play and they had to forfeit. And then, of course, they had the game against Oak Ridge. Those are their big test games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they felt that they were going to be challenged or that they were at least going to lose to the teams in the league.
No, I don't think so. I mean, and clearly, they're just now. I mean, I'm looking. They're just now packing up, and there are no smiles. There are no congratulations. There are no anything of happiness there. That is going to be not a long drive, but a longer drive than the Bella Vista girls.
Well, I think there's a song by Aretha Franklin that might be apropos as to what they're feeling about Bella Vista right now, because they certainly now know that Bella Vista is a force.
Yes.
So a little RESPECT headed their way. And that's not to say they didn't respect him before, but it probably has boosted up a little bit. They know they're in for something. Especially as we head into the future.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to obviously go back and watch film, and certainly what they're going to say is, hey, we were out 4-0. We needed to keep that going, obviously. So that, I would look at them. I mean, there's a lot of games between now and then, but on April 9th when they play and they'll be at Vista, I would look for them to be much more aggressive early and try to really build an insurmountable lead.
Well, we will be back here tomorrow night as the Lady Broncos will finish up this 3 games and 3 night stretch that you don't normally see, but because of the rain out on the 12th, the game got postponed until tonight. This one against Vista del Lago. The other games were scheduled previously, Wood Creek and West Park tomorrow night. So we will be back here tomorrow night as the Broncos will take on the Panthers of West Park, a 7:05 broadcast start and 7:15 for the opening draw. And then on Monday, we're back with more boys action for you as Matthew Bunny goes for goal number 100. Well, he'll have to get number 99 first. But we'll look forward to seeing that on Monday night as the Bronco men's team, they'll take on Nevada Union. And we'll get that one started. Again, the time is showing is 7 o'clock. Usually they are 7:15 start, so I don't know if maybe Nevada Union has requested maybe a little bit of an earlier start because of the distance
drive,
they travel and everything. So whatever it is, if they're going to play at 7, we'll be on at 6:50. If they're going to play at 7:15, we'll be on at 7:05. And, of course, however long, and actually there's going to be no JV game, so I guess that is a 7 o'clock start.
Could be, yeah.
Because I do not believe Nevada Union has a JV team, so it's just going to be let's get going at 7 o'clock.
Sure.
So I think that's probably also part of it. So I'm actually figuring all of that stuff out as we talk. Join us on Facebook, facebook.com/BV Live Sports, or you can scan the QR code. We'll have the update, big win tonight. We'll have that up there, and then the link for tomorrow's game will be up there shortly as well. And so we will look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. Going to be an exciting night tomorrow as we come back on the heels of a win over Vista del Lago and Julia Thomas scoring career goal number 100. Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. Our producer, Marlo Mosier, our camera operator, Julie Tharlson. For Aaron Keogh, I'm George Tharlson. Have a great evening, everyone, and we will see you tomorrow night.